Hi everybody, it's Kylie. I just got done filming a video for you that was my MAC blush palettes, and I wanted to also follow up with my MAC eyeshadow palettes. And I didn't put them in the same video because I just have too many, and I would have felt terrible about making a video so long because this video already may be kind of long, so I'm going to just jump right in. I keep my palettes in this guy here. This is just an acrylic DVD holder. It was $10 at the Container Store. It holds 14 palettes. The MAC palettes just happen to fit absolutely perfectly, so it just worked out for me. So I'm going to jump right in. I'm also going to tell you about my little labeling system because with this many palettes you need to have some kind of organization and system. So what I have on the top of each one, it's going to say eyeshadow, and then it'll say just an idea of what's in here. So this one happens to be my nudes palette. Inside I also keep everything labeled so I know what's in here. I also like to label whether the color is permanent or not and the type of finish that it is. The reason why is if I'm doing some type of makeup look and somebody wants to know what it is, I'm going to try and use a permanent color over a limited color because I want it to be something that you're able to get. And then also I like to know what I'm talking about, you know, the type of finish it is, what color it is, rather than having to like pick it up and look at it and all that sort of thing. So I'm going to go as quick as I can. You see the names are there. I have gesso. Oh gosh, maybe I can just, let me just back this up. I don't know if you guys will be able to read this or not, but this is my more nude palette, and you'll notice some colors like this here. This does not look like a white or anything like that, but I consider this part of the nudes because it's that light color that you put on. It's the closest to a skin color out of the other palettes that I have here. I'll just show you a couple of favorites, how about, of what I like the most, and hopefully you can see there. I'll kind of come close so you can see these are the labels here, and then these are the colors that correspond, so that way you can look at them. If I name off every one, I just think it's going to be way too long. So a color that I use a lot in here is Blanc Type. I use this almost every single day. Another color that I absolutely love but I don't use that much because I don't want it to run out is Modelette. It's this one here, and it's just such a nice, it's perfect color for your brow bone. It really is. Those are the two colors that are my absolute favorite out of this palette. I do also use Kid a lot, as you can see. Whoops, just dropped one. So those are the colors out of here that I love. And then next, and I just kind of go down the line. The next one I have here is my, I used to call it my brown neutral palette. That was before I got more. Now it just says eyeshadow brown. The reason why is because it's all browns. There's cools, there's warms, there's darks, there's lights, but the idea is that it's all brown. So here is a listing of what is in here. You'll notice one has a missing spot, and I'll explain that in a second. And then this here are the colors. I'll show you some that I like. Now this one here where you see pan, that is the one that has no label, and the reason why is it came from a company called Columbia Cosmetics. I don't actually know the name of it, which is really sad because as you can tell I really like that color. So let me show you some things that I really like in here. I really like this color here called Soba. I use this as a crease color a lot. Brun, this is a color that I actually use for my eyebrows. I have a separate palette just for eyebrows, but that is a color I use for my eyebrows a lot. This color down here, Symmetry, unfortunately that's not a permanent color. It's something that I like a lot. And let me see what else. I use Embark a lot, which is kind of a reddish brown color. Yeah, I would say that those are my kind of favorite ones out of that palette. Next from there, usually I will have my highlight palette because I can do like a nude eye, you know, just my nude, my brown, and then my highlight and be good from there. So highlight is usually the one that comes next in my container. Inside are going to be all kind of highlight colors. They're light, they're frosty, they may have some color but not a whole lot. So here is a listing of what is in here. And then here are the colors that go with it. You can see which ones I especially love because you already see pan on it. So Sunday Best is this one here that you're seeing pan on. This is a color that I absolutely loved, but it is no longer, it's discontinued, so I kind of don't use it very much for that reason. Today, for example, up here on my brow bone, I'm wearing this one here called Rice Paper, which is very beautiful. And then just right at the arch of my brow, I have this color here called Shroom, which I also use a lot. Sometimes if I'm doing like a purple smoky look, I'll use one of these purple ones here. All three of these are more purple toned. I'll use one of those. It just depends on what's going on. So the favorites that I have in here, I would say definitely are going to be Dazzle Light, which is this color here, and Shroom, which is down here. I keep dropping them. That's awesome. And also I would say Naked Lunch is also an extremely good one that I use a lot. And then lastly, I would say that Rice Paper is one that I use a lot too. So moving on, the next one that's in my tray, I can't even think of what this is called. Eyeshadow palette caddy CD rack, eyeshadow rack, I don't know. Okay. The next one I typically have is called Jewel Tones. These are all kind of, I don't know how else to explain them, but I call them jewel tones, and I'll show you what I mean. So here are my jewel tone palettes. These are all shimmery, frosty, very beautiful, have almost that metallic quality, which is why I think that I call them jewel tones. One of them, well, here's the labels here. One of them does not have a label yet. I guess I'm just lazy. And that one is called Gorgeous Gold. I love this color. I use it a lot. I'm wearing it today on the inner corner here. I also really love Amber Lights, which is this one right here. It looks kind of orangey, but it's actually like right in this part of my eye. And Wood Winked is another one. Satin Taupe is one that everybody raves about, but I kind of like Wood Winked better. This one here, I believe this is Gold Mine. This is a color that I use a lot. And for whatever reason, I got a hold of Gorgeous Gold and I just used it more. So I love this palette for just doing like the lid, and you could just do so many different looks. I keep saying that's terrible. Okay, the next palette I have is my Black, Gray, and Silver palette. And inside you're going to find just that. There's not very much in this palette. I actually have one or two colors that I need to depot and put in here. But I'll just show you what some of my favorites are. One of them doesn't have a name in here yet. And I'm thinking it might want to go in my jewel tone palette. Anyway, this color here, Electra, I love. This color right here, this is a limited color, but I love this color. It's called How's That? It's from the Iris Apfel collection. And then when it comes to the blacks, I have 6 different blacks, which I know that might seem excessive, but remember that each one puts off a different color payoff. Like this one has sparkles in it. This one here, which is Carbon, this one is, it looks the blackest black in the pan, but on it almost looks gray, so that's not really exactly what I'm looking for. This one right here, Typographic, I really like. It is very dark, and then also Print I really like as well. So that is my Black, Gray, Silver. And then let's jump right into the pinks. My shadow palette for pinks. This is the palette here. As you can see, it's quite dirty because I use these colors. Here is the labels that go with it. And if you guys have any questions on what the colors are, don't hesitate to ask. I'll let you know. So the colors that I am absolutely loving in this are going to be Expensive Pink. This is probably a very popular color. I also really love Hoppin', which is this one here. It could also be in my highlight palette, but I just don't have room. And then I also really love Firecracker. So those are my pinks. Next, let's move on to the purples. This is my purple palette. And here are the colors that you will find in here. And this is probably, aside from like my browns and my nudes and my highlights, this is probably the one that gets the most use out of any of them. All of them I would say are my favorites just because I love so many colors in here. So here are the labels for you so you can see what the colors are called. And then, oh, I just realized one doesn't have the name written on it. That's okay, I'll tell you what it is. And then here are the actual colors themselves. So as far as like my favorites are concerned, Shadowy Lady, which is this one right here, it's a very dark purple. I love that color. I also really love Hepcat. I love the color that it is, but I must say it doesn't go on as well. The payoff is just not as good. If you use it wet, that definitely helps. Then also my other two favorite colors, oh actually let me also say that this color right next to it, which is called Plum Dressing, they look extremely similar. Plum Dressing I will use in place of Hepcat. I don't really even use Hepcat anymore unless I'm going to do a wet application. So the colors, just three of them, I'll tell you that I also am in love with. This one here, this is Vibrant Grape, and you'll see I really love the popular colors. Or I'm sorry, this is Shockaholic. This one over here is Vibrant Grape. And then this one up here at the top doesn't have a name, just because I haven't written it in, but this is Fig 1. Those are my favorites there. The next palette is my Teal Aqua Green palette. Let's take a peek in there. Here are those colors. Here are the labels so you can see what I have. And again, the colors. As far as favorites in here, I definitely think Sharp, which is like a chartreuse color. I love this so much. I wear this a lot. Also, Surf USA, which was a limited color. I love that color also. And let's see, what else? Definitely Mood Ring is one I wear a lot too. Okay. Next, I have two more. Sorry if this is taking too long. If you're still with me, love you. This is my orange and yellow palette. This does not have as much in it just because I haven't come across as many of these colors yet. And this is also where my kind of overflow goes for that reason. So these are the colors that are in here. Again, this is my overflow section. Ignore that. But these are my oranges and yellows. Here are the names of the colors that go with them. And as far as which ones I use a lot, I use Bright Sunshine a lot, which is this one here, and Going Bananas. I also really, really love this color right here called Rule. Now these over here, this is just a backup. For whatever reason I ended up with two of the color Patina, and then these two here are actually pressed MAC pigments, and I have a separate little quad palette from e.l.f. for those, but I just ran out of room or something, I don't know. Okay, last palette, we're in the home stretch here. The last palette I have is for my blues. It's not focusing, it says blue. Anyway, here are the colors, so you can see those real quick. And then here are the labels that go with them. And then I'll show you the colors one more time. So my favorites here are going to be this one here called Birds and Berries. I love, 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 love this color. I also am in love with this one here called Parrot. This oh, the one that just dropped. That's awesome. This is it here. That probably could have gone in my like teal, aqua, whatever one, but it just ended up in here. Then also another one that I really love is this one here called Deep Truth. So those are my MAC palettes, or my eyeshadow palettes from MAC, and I try not to buy too many MAC colors because I have so many already. I do have some MAC quads, just because that's how they come, but I try not to buy too many MAC colors because as you can see they're already pretty much full. The only colors that I'm really looking to buy are going to be the orange and yellows, maybe some blacks because again the finish is always so different, maybe some silvers or grays. But those are my palettes. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about any of the colors that you saw, because obviously I didn't go that in depth to each one just because the video would have been like 10 miles long. But yeah, just leave me a message, comment below, you know, inbox me, whatever works. And also below I will have for you all the links to where you can find me because let's face it, I'm not just on YouTube just like everybody else isn't. I have Facebook and Twitter and I just got Instagram and all that fun stuff. So please feel free to stay in touch with me. That's what I enjoy most about YouTube, and I hope you all are doing well, and I hope that you'll subscribe so you can see my next videos coming up. Thank you very much for watching. Have a wonderful day. Bye.